That one.
Okay.
It was that one.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Camden Jordan, cellist and Director of Curriculum Development with Violectric Education Programs. In a previous video, we talked about a finger pattern that works for every single major and minor 3-octave scale. Today, we're going to talk about a finger pattern that works for every single major and minor 3-octave arpeggio. It's a very tricky finger pattern. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there now. You're not going to master it at first. I even really have to focus and think about my playing when I'm doing it, but it has made my life so much easier when I'm playing arpeggios. And I want to be able to do the same thing for you, so you don't have to think about, oh my gosh, where do I shift? What do I have to do? So it's a great finger pattern. We're going to start with D major, just like we did for the scale. So the way this finger pattern works is I start with my first finger on D. Okay, then I'm going to shift. I know it's weird to do a 1-1 shift, but we're going to go D to F sharp. Next note in the arpeggio is A. My fourth finger falls beautifully right on the A. Next note is D. So I'm going to take my second finger, bump it right across to the G string. So once I make that shift, and I'll play it in just a moment, I get all of those notes right there before I have to shift again, which is fantastic. So let's listen to it. So we've got D, F sharp, A, and right across to D. So now I'm going to shift again. This is where it gets really tricky because we're going to go way up above fourth position for an F sharp, okay? And the F sharp is going to be first finger on the G string again. Okay, this time instead of 4, because I'm up in thumb position, I'm going to use 3 for my A, across to the D string for my D. And here's a great place to check you're on a harmonic. See, I was a little out of tune right there? Told you this is really tricky. But that's your reference point. That harmonic, that's going to help you make sure that you're in tune. So let's do that second octave again. So I start here on my D with a second finger, F sharp, not quite high enough, and over to my D. Check it. Much better in tune. So now I'm going to use the same finger pattern. I'm going to shift up on the D to an F sharp. So D, F sharp, third finger A, across to my A string D. Now the key here on this top octave is you want to keep your first and your third finger down. Do not pick those up. If I pick those fingers up, if I went to put them back down, I'm never going to get them in the right place. I'm going to be out of tune. So always try to keep them down. And you're guaranteed to hit the right note. Okay? We're going to do the whole 3-octave arpeggio, bottom to top, without stopping. Shift. Shift again. Jump across. Shift one more time. Keep those fingers down. Now come back backwards. Shift. One more shift. And just like with the scale pattern, I told you it could work for all of them. It can work for all of the arpeggios. So let's try a different arpeggio. Let's go with our friend F major, which has one flat. This is where this finger pattern gets a little bit tricky, okay? Because it's really going to put us up in this upper register on our lower strings, which we don't explore very much, so it takes a lot of practice. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with 1 on my F, and I'm going to shift to 1 for the A. So this very first shift is actually incredibly tricky. But if you can get it, you can get the rest of it. Shift to A. Shift. And there is your 3-octave finger pattern for every major and minor arpeggio.